What's up, y'all, man? I want to talk about this Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. The fight had a lot of drama in it. It made for an exciting fight. That's what, great fights, when they become classics, is because of the drama that goes through the fight. Let me congratulate Tyson Fury for finally defending his title. That's the first time Tyson Fury has ever defended his title, which is crazy. Give applause to Deontay Wilder for going in there, showing some grit, some heart, some spirit. I already know that not Tyson Fury. I already know that Deontay Wilder is a strong fighter, so he's going to fight until there's nothing left. I feel like the fight should have been stopped a couple rounds earlier. See, unlike a lot of people that have never boxed before, and some people that never been hit in the face before, it's not a... Let me go to the fight. Deontay Wilder came out jabbing to the body. Now, some people said that he made an adjustment. He made adjustments this fight. No, he did not make an adjustment. No adjustments in this fight. The second fight, he came out jabbing to the body. The first fight, he came out jabbing to the body for the first couple rounds. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as Tyson Fury started going, everything went out the window, because you cannot... Let me repeat this. With Deontay Wilder already starting his career late, so he's already behind the 8 ball. And like I said before, it's really good that Deontay Wilder was able to do what he did with the limited skills that he was able to achieve in that time that he started. I believe he started at 18 or 19. So for him to win the title, legitimately, he won the title. He beat Bermane Stiverne. He legitimately won the title in the ring. It wasn't given to him. He wasn't elevated, nothing like that. And he defended it, 9 or 10 times. Even though he was never unified, he did defend that title 9 or 10 times. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he fought great opponents. I think Ortiz was the best opponent he's faced, but I don't really know how good Ortiz is, because he hasn't fought anybody at the top of the heavyweight division. So I don't know how good Ortiz is, but I believe Ortiz was the best out of the guys he fought. He fought Brazil, you know what I'm saying? Some guys up in there that was thrown up in there that he fought. So I don't believe it was a strong title defense run, but nevertheless, it was a title defense run. You know what I'm saying? He didn't let anybody take his title at that time. He just ran into probably the best heavyweight of this generation, Tyson Fury. And he did not make any adjustments. He just fought a more spirited fight. He made it up in his mind that he was not going to let this fight be as, I guess, a carbon copy of the second fight, even though it was. It's just that he lasted maybe 4 rounds more, three or 4 rounds more. I believe he lost in the 8th round last fight. I think he lasted about 3 or 4 rounds more than he did last time. But Tyson Fury pretty much did what he did in the second fight. He was more of a hybrid in this fight. He did come forward. He did box a little bit. He was using a step-to-you jab, not just a pawing jab, not just a measuring jab. He was stepping with his jab, putting weight behind his jab. That's why Deontay Wilder kept moving. He was moving Deontay Wilder with the jab. And when you're moving a man, when you jab him, you move his whole body. And Deontay Wilder is not a little guy. Deontay Wilder is 238 pounds in this fight. And he was moving Deontay Wilder's whole body with the jab. So that jab was devastating. That jab was doing a lot of damage. And I thought Tyson Fury, even in this fight, Tyson Fury was not really that accurate in this fight. Yes, he landed some punches, 1-2s, and you know what I'm saying, some hooks. But he still wasn't that accurate. I thought he probably should have got Deontay Wilder out in 5 rounds. Now, when he knocked Deontay Wilder down, he got real cocky. You know what I'm saying? And then I believe it was that next round, he stepped to Deontay Wilder and allowed Deontay Wilder to have the space to get off the right hand at the right space at the right time. Deontay Wilder capitalized on it, knocked Fury down. I didn't think Fury was devastatingly hurt, of course, because he got up. That second time, I think he was hurt a little bit more, but he got up again. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about Fury that we have witnessed these guys since they've been in the ring. Fury gets up when Deontay Wilder puts him down. He just does. He's just one of those guys that can take Wilder's power and get up. Everyone cannot take the power. Tyson Fury seems to do well with getting up. Deontay Wilder went down again. His legs were weak. Fury pretty much was ragdolling him again around the ring. I told people that 7 extra pounds is not going to help you. It's not to the point. It's not the fact that Deontay Wilder isn't strong. Deontay Wilder is plenty strong. The point is this, that he's in the ring with a guy that knows how to use his weight. He's 277 pounds. So that means that Tyson Fury came in here 39 pounds heavier than 39 pounds? 39 pounds heavier than Deontay Wilder, somewhere up in there. And he knows how to use his weight. See, weight is good if you can carry the weight and you know how to use your weight, then that's when it becomes an advantage for you. It becomes a disadvantage for you if you can't carry it and you don't know how to use it. Then you just a big guy. You know what I'm saying? So Tyson Fury knows how to use his weight. He strategized his fight around using that weight. That's why he put that weight on, because Tyson Fury could have came in light. He could have came in at 250 something. I believe Tyson Fury was like 256 the first fight. So Tyson Fury could have came in light. He came in 277 because he had a strategy on how to use his weight as an advantage. That's what people don't understand. People after the weigh-in yesterday, after they weighed in on Friday, people kept on saying that, oh, Tyson Fury gonna lose because he's coming in too heavy. No, he strategized the fight around his weight gain. Deontay Wilder, listen, my guy Phil, that's my dude. But I told him yesterday that 7 extra pounds was going to be a detriment to Deontay Wilder. You cannot keep putting muscle on top of muscle. You got to have some type of fat so your muscle can have some oxygen and it can get some liquid off. You know what I'm saying? Off of the fat, so the fat can burn and the muscle can have something to burn. So he can get his second win. So he would not get it fatigued. You know what I'm saying? As fast. Deontay Wilder was fatigued. He was huffing and puffing in the 4th round. He was done in the 4th round. It's crazy that he went 11 rounds. You know what I'm saying? He was huffing and puffing in the 4th round. I know they heavyweights, but the man should not be huffing and puffing like that in the 4th round. It's not like he was crazy busy. I know Tyson Fury was leaning on him. I told y'all he's going to do that again. Now the referee was more conscious of all the leaning and holding the back of the head. So the referee was regulating that. He was regulating that. But he only can regulate it so much. Deontay Wilder has to have a plan for this man leaning on him. That's why I said Deontay Wilder should have came in lighter. Deontay Wilder should have came in around 220, 225 and used your speed. Your speed would have been you cannot ever get as heavy as Tyson Fury and be effective. Deontay Wilder, you don't have that type of body to do that. Tyson Fury has that type of body. You don't try to play the big man's game when you're the smaller heavyweight. What you want to do is, okay, I'm the smaller heavyweight, so I'm gonna keep my advantages, my foot speed and my hand speed and my quick twitch muscles is gonna be my key to victory. No, Deontay Wilder tried to come up in there and play the big man game, and that cost him. He had already tired out from being 231 in the second fight. What y'all think was going to happen in the third fight? He come in 7 pounds heavier. No, that's not good. These guys, like my guy Phil was like, well, the average man, that's 6'7", 240 is the ideal weight. And he was trying to say 240 is ideal weight for him to function and at his best, I guess his best self. But like I told Phil, we talking about athletes throwing punches and having to avoid punches and have to move. 240 pounds for a certain body type that's not like Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder don't even carry a lot of body fat. He doesn't carry a lot of body fat as is. And the 7 pounds that Deontay Wilder put on was muscle. He put on like 5 pounds of muscle. That's what he did. And that was not good. That was not going to turn out well for him. Deontay Wilder had 4 rounds to knock out Tyson Fury. 5 rounds to knock out Tyson Fury. If he was not going to do it within the first 4 rounds, it was going to get worse and worse. And what happened? After he knocked down Tyson Fury twice, It got worse and worse and worse. The rounds got worse. Deontay Wilder got beat up. He got beat up and stopped. These are the worst stoppages. Not the ones that put out your lights. You know what I'm saying? After you took a few punches and the guy put out your lights in the first 4 or 5 rounds. No. He took a sustained beating. And then he got knocked out. So he was exhausted and got knocked out. That is dangerous. That's when a guy can die in the ring. That's when a guy can have long-lasting, results and complications. I don't think Deontay Wilder is ever going to be the same fighter again. These 2 fights right here took a lot out of Deontay Wilder. And you have to understand. People don't understand unless you go. I want people to go in the box arena and just spar. Because I boxed for a while. I boxed for 6 or 7 years. Sparred plenty of rounds, had a couple amateur fights, had a couple pro fights. And I just want people to go in and spar. And you tell me if taking all those punches is good for a man. Oh, he went out in his shield. That's not cute to go out on your shield. That's not honorable to go out on your shield after taking a sustained beating like that. I see if Deontay Wilder went out on his shield and he was still fresh and they were going at it and they just exchanged punches and he just got caught and he went out on his shield. Okay, that's fine. But not to take a beating for 3-4 rounds straight. Because that's what he did. He took a beating for 3 or 4 rounds straight. You could say, well, he was throwing punches back. Yeah, he was throwing punches back. Because that's what Deontay Wilder going to do. He got a lot of heart. He got a lot of spirit about himself. That's one thing you can say about Deontay Wilder. He does have a lot of heart, does have a lot of spirit. But that can get you hurt. That's why you got to have a person in your corner that's the boss. He can't have a yes man in the corner. No disrespect to Malik Scott. I believe Malik Scott is a yes man. But that's due to how Deontay Wilder want his trainer to be. Because Malik Scott probably should have threw the towel in 2 rounds before he got knocked out. It is not. Let me repeat this. It's not cute to go out on your shield after getting beat up like that. Yes, Deontay Wilder can say, well, I want to go out on my shield. But you as a trainer got to say, no, son, I'm not going to let you go out like that. No, I cannot let you go out like that. I cannot sit back and see you take a sustained beating, and it's not going to get any better. That fight, at that point, it was not going to get any better. And that really was a mercy knockout, because what if he came out for the 12th round and had to sustain more punches? More punches, y'all. This is not basketball. This is not tennis. This is not golf. The only thing that comes close to this without being a combat sport is football. And this is not even football. These people are taking punches at the punches at the punches at the punches to the head, to the brain, to the body. He beat Deontay Wilder up to the body too, because if you see when they was in close, he was beating Deontay Wilder up to the body the last 3 or 4 rounds. So he took a sustained body beat down and to the face and to the head. You know what I'm saying? It's not good, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope Deontay Wilder recovers. I hope Deontay Wilder is okay. He made a lot of money tonight, but a lot of money, it can't. A lot of times money can't turn around your health. Sometimes stuff is just permanent and money can't help you. I don't care how much millions you have. It just can't help you. So I'm hoping Deontay Wilder is fresh. I hope Deontay Wilder take about a year off, a year and a half off, totally recover. You know, and then Deontay Wilder, when he comes back, he needs to drop down a level. If he has any inkling of revitalizing his career, he has to drop down a level, maybe a level or 2. Get off the radar screen a little bit and fight, other people. If you want to say with Malik Scott and they think they got something going, he got something going with Malik Scott and Malik Scott can change him, he was not going to change him in one fight, y'all. That was unrealistic to put on Malik Scott, that Malik Scott was going to change this man in one fight. I know that's not going to happen because there's a thing called muscle memory. Like I just said, Deontay Wilder already started late. And now y'all expect him to absorb. He's not a technical fighter, so y'all expect him to absorb everything that Malik Scott was teaching him. I said that Malik Scott should have, I don't know what they did through their whole training camp, but if they did anything, Malik Scott should have just kept it simple. Use your jab to the body, which he was jabbing to the body. Use your jab, and we're going to run everything off the jab. We're going to run the right hand off the jab in different variations. We're going to feint with the right hand, keep Tyson Fury honest, and we're going to... Feints and jab is what they should have worked on in camp. Because if you give him too much to absorb, he's not going to remember all that stuff. Because if you give him just enough to remember, so when he get in trouble, he can still fall off of the little things that you taught him. If you teach him 5 and 6 things and we're going to throw combinations, we're going to roll out, that stuff that they was doing on the pass, he didn't do none of that stuff. Because I knew he was not going to do none of that stuff. Because when the heat gets on, what you have inside of you is going to come out. Because it's a survival mechanism. And Deontay Wilder's survival mechanism is, I'm throwing this right hand. I'm trying to get you out of here because this is what I know. This is who I am. But hey, credit for both guys for put on the classic. It was a classic. It was 5 knockdowns. You know what I'm saying? It was a classic. It was a classic fight. There's no excuses in this fight. Deontay Wilder went out how he wanted to go out. Like I said in my previous videos, if a man want to go out on his shield, let him go out on his shield. Me as a trainer, if I was in that corner, I wouldn't let him go out on his shield. He would just have to fire me. You just will have to fire me. My job is to get you as safe, healthy, as safe out of the fight as possible. And that is not, if I see you fighting and I see you no longer defending yourself and there's no way you're going to win this fight and you're taking a beating like that, I'm stopping the fight. Plain and simple. Just fire me. That's fine. That's fine. Because if Malik Scott is your true friend, if he's your true friend and y'all friendship is that close, him stopping that fight should not stop your friendship if it's really a close, genuine friendship the way Deontay Wilder describes it and the way Malik Scott describes it. That right there should not determine whether, I mean, you may feel some type of way towards Malik Scott for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And until you can clear your head and realize that man did the right thing. But he would have did the right thing by stopping that fight 2 or 3 rounds before that. Because Deontay Wilder was not only taking a beating, he was fatigued. He was dangerously fatigued. And if Tyson Fury was more accurate on his punches, and Tyson Fury was not that accurate in this fight or the second fight, he would have did more damage to Deontay Wilder. He left a lot of damage on the table by not being that accurate. But let me know what y'all think, man. I just think Deontay Wilder should take a year and a half off, possibly 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Athletes are having longer careers because of modern medicine. Take a year, take 2 years off. Go enjoy your money, enjoy your family, recover mentally, recover physically, and see if he can come back. Drop down a level when he comes back. He should have at least three tune-ups before he decide he gonna get in the ring with one of these top heavyweights. Let the air clear. Because in the next year and a half, it should clear out and see what happens. And long as Tyson Fury is on his game, he's never going to beat Tyson Fury. That's just a bad matchup for him. Doesn't mean he can't beat other guys. Now, I don't subscribe how other people say that the only person he going to lose to is Tyson Fury. No, he's going to lose to a lot of other guys because the template is out there. Put him on his back foot. He may not get dominated like he got dominated versus Tyson Fury with these other guys because these other guys is not as good as Tyson Fury. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to lose to these other guys. So it is what it is, man. Hopefully there's no excuses. It was what it was. They checked the gloves. I heard that they cut the gloves open and told the commissioner, asked the commissioner, can you use horsehair? The commissioner said, yeah, you can use horsehair. It's legal. I've been knowing horsehair has been legal. You can use horsehair. I don't know if it's like that in every state, but, in Las Vegas, it's like that. You can use horsehair. So he checked everything. I'm pretty sure he had somebody else other than JD's up in there when he got his hands wrapped, when Tyson Fury got his hands wrapped. So everything was to y'all sophistication, all his fans. I hope y'all got what y'all got out of the process, that it was clean. And I already knew the second fight was clean. I already knew the first fight was clean, but I guess y'all just felt like that man cheated, that he beat Deontay Wilder so bad that he cheated. So this third fight, did he cheat again? Was y'all satisfied with it? Because at some point you have to give Tyson Fury his props for being a better fighter. But I already knew going in that he was a better fighter. I knew that. I didn't need more video to tell me that Tyson Fury was going to do what he did. I thought he was going to do it much earlier. I thought Tyson Fury had a window to do it much earlier. Tyson Fury knocked Deontay Wilder down, had him in trouble. Tyson Fury started, getting too overconfident. And at that point, Deontay Wilder still had power. So you can't get overconfident. And Deontay Wilder showed him that you got to still stay on your P's and Q's when I still have energy enough to deliver this right hand. So it is what it is, man. Big ups to the guys. Gave a classic. It was worth staying up for. I'm out.